MUI Goku, Beast Gohan, Fusion Zamasu, Gohan Black. Just some of the guys that you've heard spoken about in the past couple weeks in reference to the festival 2024. Well, it's time to put your money where your mouth is. Who do you think is coming for the festival? Okay, my name's Zakashi, guys, and in this video here, I'm going to be giving you my 2024 Legends Festival predictions. I've been putting out a lot of content in regards to the festival, but it's finally time to make my final conclusion on what I think is coming for the whole festival. I'm going to be discussing the formats, the characters, and I'll even include some 1% sparkings to go along with everything I've mentioned. But we got quite a bit to talk about, as I'll be giving reasons for why I've decided certain things, but of course you're free to your own opinion. I could definitely be wrong, but it's time to lock in. Leave your prediction down below in the comment section and let's get into this. So let's talk about the format. I'm assuming they're going to follow through with the exact same format that they used last year. It's just the safest way to go about it. Doing too much is extra complicated, and based on the amount of hints we've got with the conclusion I'm going for, I really feel it's just the best option to go for. Also, the only way I see them pumping out more than 2 banners in the part 2 of the festival is if they decide to drop 2 Legends originals, and I don't think they should pump them out that excessively. So if you don't know what last year's format was like, they had 2 Legends Limiteds in part 1, 1 Legends Original Legends Limited in part 2, and an Ultra. The Legends Limiteds being Beast Gohan and Evoken, that was part 1 alone, 2 Legends Limiteds, and they also had 1% sparkings. So Beast Gohan had Gold Tanks, and Evoken had Golden Frieza. And then in part 2, we had the Awful banner, the Bardock and Goku banner. There was no other 1% sparkings that were new on that banner, but they were new, and a whole new concept. But yeah, the banner was definitely terrible. And then they ended off the year with the Ultra UI. I'm assuming the same format for this video going forward, so lock that in. Let's keep going. Right, so I'm not trying to do a lot of editing in this video, so I brought out all the tabs and I'm just going to explain what I think is going to be coming for the part 1. So this is going to be the first banner. Like I said, I'm following the format from last year. So the first banner is going to be Fusion Zamasu. I also expect Fusion Zamasu to be revealed first. Whether they're synchro or not, that I'm not going to dive into, but even if they're synchro, it's still a Fusion Zamasu, you know? If it's not, it's still going to be a Fusion Zamasu. They're not going to drop a tag Goku Black and Zamasu that don't fuse. I don't see that being the case. So if they don't fuse, then I'm wrong. But if it's just Fusion Zamasu, or if they fuse, I'm still right. I don't care. Cool. Let me just show you all the things I brought up now. So you should pretty much be able to make your own ties to everything, but I will explain. I also think the 1% sparking is going to be Trunks and Mai, and that's for reasons you will see right now. So I'm just going to scan through everything that I brought up. So first, obviously, we've got the Zenkai Red Zamasu. This should be the biggest hit, if not one of the biggest. It's basically pointing out the fact that it's going to be future. Without a doubt. Cool. Then we also have this. So we have this relating to the hint that they dropped, which would be this, right? Zamasu, I already spoke about him. Let me close that. Then we have some reruns, right? We have some reruns. So let me start with talking about Fusion Zamasu. Just showed you everything first, because you can make your conclusions, but for the guys that don't know, then I will explain myself. So with Fusion Zamasu, there's a lot that ties into him. I think the Zenkai Zamasu here is the biggest one. And just to add to this, they also dropped the Zenkai Half Corrupted Zamasu earlier this year. So that's something that could attribute to him being a unit in the festival, because Future has been getting like these behind the scenes buffs, but this one's in our face. Like, you can't ignore this one. Cool. Let's go to this one. This one, obviously, is referring to when they were eating here. It's the exact same thing. It's even half the same way it was in this frame. Same fork and everything. It just makes sense, you know. Clearly locked in on the Future arc. If you're not thinking it's Future, at least for the first part of the festival, you're somewhere in the demon realm or something, because you're missing out. Cool. Let's continue. Now, this here is going to tie into Trunks and Mai. Hybrid Saiyan, that's the only thing I could grab from this. They rerun Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and we know when they rerun characters, it's definitely not random. It's always in correlation to something that be coming out in the future. So, Ultra Gohan randomly rerunning alongside, so I think he came alongside Gogeta Blue. Vegito Blue here came alongside with Hit. So these two are God Key. That's still Fusion Zamasu reference. I believe he classes as a Fusion Warrior as well, so that makes a lot of sense that if he would be a synchro, it's gonna be Fusion reruns that would have to relate to him. It just makes sense. And then the only thing we can grab here is Powerful Opponent, but this could tie in somewhere else as well, which I might talk about later. But yeah, you can see it all links up pretty well. I accidentally closed the tab with Zamasu Zenkai, but it's fine. The banner is just super ideal. It's pretty much fed to us. It just makes the most sense for them to drop these two. Also, just to point out, when they dropped Evoken last year, they dropped well, he's not an antagonist in the arc, but they dropped Golden Frieza. You know, Frieza's not exactly a friendly guy. So yeah, they would do the opposite this side. So we're gonna get a Legends Limited that's the antagonist, and then, you know, the 1% sparking are gonna be the heroes, if you would call them that, Trunks and Mai. Tag unit is what I'm assuming, or at least a Trunks assist Mai, like we have the Goku Black assist Zamasu, or is it Zamasu Goku Black assist, whichever way it is, but you know what I'm saying. It's gonna be an assist or a tag unit, either way it's fine. It's just that I think it's gonna be Mai definitely on it, especially in addition to them adding the weapon wielders tag. Trunks is already a weapon wielder, but Mai got the shot, she got the Pompy, she got the pump shotgun. So yeah, I think that's everything I've got for the first banner. Pretty much makes sense, just to lock it in one more time. Legend Limited's Fusion Zamasu, it could be a Synchro Zamasu, but it's just gonna be a Fusion Zamasu for sure. And then Trunks and Mai as the 1% sparking, and you guys saw the reasons. Hey guys, it's your friendly neighborhood Zakashi here, and I'm just here to tell you that I'm going to be streaming the reveals and stuff, and you don't want to miss the reveals and stuff with me. I'm telling you, it will be the best reaction entertainment period you'll have ever. It's at 1 p.m. UTC, which is 1 p.m. GMT. You might have to convert that to your time zone, but I'm British, that's all I know. But yeah, lock in with me. Alright, so we're here for the second half of part 1. So part 1, Fusion Zamasu, 1% Trunks and Mai. Here we've got MUI Goku as the Legends Limited. I don't care if he's transforming or not, he just needs to be the Legends Limited. Whether he's revival or not, he just needs to be the Legends Limited. However they go about it, he's going to be as part of the Legends Limited. As long as MUI is in addition, whether it's a new mechanic or not, it's fine, you know. That's what I'm thinking. MUI Goku locked. And then let me show you all the other things I've got. So for the 1% sparking, I'm thinking a TOP Gohan, you know. I wasn't initially with the hybrid Saiyan stuff here, but I can't overlook them dropping a lot this year. I wouldn't even say they dropped a lot, you know, but they dropped banger. Let's just say 2 for 2, unless I'm missing somebody. But specifically, they dropped Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan this year and Ultimate Gohan. 2 very unnecessary drops, which we all felt at the time. For how OP they was as well, just unnecessary. I was remembering thinking, why would they drop an Ultra Gohan at this time? And then especially with Ultimate Gohan, fair enough, he's anniversary, whatever, but he was too OP. So I feel like they're just gonna naturally keep some hybrid buffs in the background, you know. So I could easily see them dropping a TOP Gohan in addition, right? And let me point out the hints that link into this. So I'm locked in on both of these, by the way. We've got this here. This might come up later in this video, but obviously they were showing out MUI, you know. Fair enough, they showed like this, right? Like that's just them showing canon fights. But you know they had to double it with the manga reference. They had to double it. They were making it impossible for you to miss out on MUI in this trailer. Oh my god. And then they go and triple it with this guy doing this here, which obviously relates to, like, I don't know if somebody's posted the picture here. I'm scared to always scroll through the replies. But it's obviously that screenshot of MUI Goku. Maybe it's going to be here, actually. Nah, it's not. But you guys know what I'm talking about. I've spoken about it a lot. It's clearly, this is clearly MUI Goku, bro, that they're hitting right here. Come on, bruh. If it's not, I'll be bamboozled. I'll be like, what kind of gimmick were they doing here? Well, cool. Anyways, let's go into more hints. So obviously we have the rerun of Ultra Gohan, and I mentioned it in the other half that we're gonna have Trunks and Mai. That would add to the weapon wielder as well, but it's also a hybrid Saiyan. But then also if they add a 1% Gohan here, it's also a hybrid Saiyan. Cool, let's continue. This would only be in reference to the God Keys. Specifically, they chose these two. They could have chose Ultra Super Gogeta. They could have chose Ultra Super Vegito. But the Super Saiyan stuff isn't a big factor to the God Key relation to the fact that we could be getting an MUI Goku. Plus, the God Key ties into Fusion Zamasu 2, and the Fusion Warrior ties into Fusion Zamasu 2. So it's all tying in, it's all connecting in all different angles, and that's what we need it to be. Cool. Those two should already make sense for their own reasons I just explained. And then this guy here is just a blatant universe repetition. You know, he's a powerful opponent as well, so it's relating to both sides. Almost every character somewhat relates to both sides, and that's what I was trying to draw with these conclusions. I don't have much more to say beyond from that, you know. It just makes sense that it would be an MUI Goku, but the 1% sparking, I kind of just came to the conclusion for a Gohan because of this release here. this needs to tie into each band on both sides, and I could see them dropping a hybrid Saiyan on both sides. It's not ridiculous to expect that, you know. So yeah, I'm taking this for what it is. Whether you disagree or not, that's you guys. But I feel like with specifically this, if MUI don't drop, I'll be bamboozled. People think he's going to be an Ultra, but I wouldn't think they do this trailer pre-festival to then make him be an Ultra. You know, it's clearly going to be a Legend Limited. But hey, who knows? They could throw a curveball, but I think it just makes the most sense for them to put MUI. It'll be hype. You know, they give us the fusions of Masu. Some people will be happy, but then after that, they give us the hype that we're looking for. In the same way, obviously Vegeta and Gogeta are both very hype, but Gogeta is very much used as a promotional factor. He has 2 movies. So they give us the Vegeta, everyone's still hype, but then they show us the Gogeta after. They really put the nail in the coffin, you know. Even as a Vegeta fan, I know Gogeta is very much more hyped to a lot more people because he's a promotional factor. He's used in movies, not the series. When it's a movie, it's going to be high quality, it's going to be top tier. Everybody's going to appeal to it more just based off that, you know. Not obviously everybody, but like, you get what I'm saying. So yeah, just to lock it in one more time, MUI Goku Legend Limited, if he's transforming, revival, whatever, however they go about it, it's fine. But as long as MUI is on that Legend Limited, and then we got Gohan here from TLP as the 1% sparking to add to the hybrid Saiyan galore. Now we're heading into part 2, and part 2, I was very much kind of distressed on what to choose. Honestly, it's going to be a Legends original, like I mentioned, so what would they drop, you know? It could literally be anything. We already know Bardock and Goku are getting a platinum equipment, so we have to lock in on something. And my biggest thought would be a MUI Goku and SB Vegeta, but I've already mentioned that for part 1, as in MUI is already on the unit. I don't think they drop MUI twice in some way, shape or form. MUI is for sure being a Legends Limited. If he's not, I'll feel bamboozled. I'll be like, there's no way. But of course, I just thought the idea is nice to show you on the screen. It's not what I actually think. Although I think it would be a nice option, especially if they didn't drop an MUI Goku for part 1. If somehow they don't drop an MUI Goku for part 1, I think this is going to be the original. But let me look in on why I actually think, right? I also thought they could recreate this pose, since they're already referencing manga stuff. They could recreate this exact thing from the manga. But with these two, that would be absurd. I know you guys will go crazy over that. I would. I'm not even up to date, but I would. But what I actually think you guys can see is the Beast Gohan Orange Piccolo. It's just the safest option, to be honest. Though can already have it. It's a guaranteed banger for animation, guaranteed sales, and it pulls people in to the Legend original band that's already some garbage, you know. Bardock and Goku, they definitely got the responses from how people felt. It was very unique, and it was a first time thing, so a lot of people felt sucked into summon, and they had the indestructible mechanic. But these guys here could be insane. You know, if they both do the special beam cannon, then it'll be a Legends original. Dokkan already have it, so it also pushes for the idea of it existing. And then, you know, it would just be nice. There's no fault in doing this. I think it'll be the final way for them to stop doing superhero stuff consistently. I know for the Super movie, for example, the Broly movie, they always bring back Gogeta in some way, shape, or form, right? But we don't need that DBS Broly, and we don't need another DBS Broly, man. Just, you know, they've left that movie in the past. Finish out what you're doing for the superhero movie. Then as we're moving forward, keep dropping some diamond stuff. So after they're done with this drop, right, for the Legends original, in the future it will just be diamond releases that could be super unique, you know, and bring up that hype. Well, we're expecting Super Vegito Mini, we're expecting a new fusion, whatever it is. That's a good way to go about it, in my opinion. But of course, I can't guarantee that because I don't know the schedule for Daima. They could drop something in the next 2 weeks of Daima that changes everything for how we think. So then it's not going to be a Beast Gohan for part 2. And obviously, it should go without saying, the hints that they've dropped so far are always going to tie into what we have for part 1. They won't always stretch over. Sometimes they will, and that's happened before. They won't always stretch over into part 2 or part 3. But if I just had to pick something, I'm going with this Hybrid Saiyan edition as well. Get some variety in there with Piccolo. And the animations would just be banging. They'd earn money. That's my main line of reasoning. They already dropped the MUI, so MUI Beast, they were just trying to do that to get you guys off, you know. But they're not actually going to drop that. That's what I think. And SSBE MUI would be my other option, but I think they're going to drop MUI in part 1, so they're not going to do that either. It makes sense for them to bring Beast Gohan into the mix. An additional Hybrid Saiyan as well, when we've already got 2 1%. Kind of cooking here. But hey, let me know what you guys think. And for the finale of 2024, the Legends Festival, we've got Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Now, how they go about it, I really don't mind. But if they went the Dragon Fist route, I think it would look the best. Anyways, a lot of people think this isn't hype enough. It definitely is in my eyes. Goku is hype enough. It's Goku. It's the protagonist of Dragon Ball. But bigger than anything else, I think it's the simple fact that this year is being pushed with the GT sides in mind. They've been doing a lot for GT. What they got? Bomku, Super 17, Super Baby 2, and there's 1% on all of those. G4, Omega Shenron, Ultra Omega, bro. They've been pushing GT. So it would just make sense for them to drop this. But I gotta give some reasons, you know, more reasons. So let's come out here. First, we got to talk about Sin Shenron. Sin Shenron, this guy didn't drop for no reason. Something GT's coming in the festival, this confirms it. They didn't drop this free to play for no reason. If they did, well, I'll be damned. But of course, I think this guy is hinting towards something in the festival. If GT is part 1, I will also be damned, you know. They could be a Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but I'll mention that in a second. But mainly, this is one of the hints that would lead to GT just existing in the festival. Let's go next. So last year, we know it was the Universe rep year of death. If you were not uni reps, you were definitely on the back end. It wasn't easy. But Universe reps was obviously pushing P big time. And we have UI Goku and Ultra Hit. Now what's important to note is that they dropped 2 Ultras for Universe rep. But this year we've only got G4. Now if you want to try come tell me they dropped a plat for the free-to-play Omega, I will tell you go to hell. I'm gonna tell you go to hell, because there's no free-to-play Universe Rep Ultra for them to even do that. Unless I'm mistaken, but I know I'm not. So anyways, GT needs their second Ultra, and it's not gonna be a premium Omega Shenron. It's not gonna be no antagonist to close out the festival. It just doesn't make sense. So the safest option is a Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And the last thing I want to mention is that we haven't got one Super Saiyan 4 Goku in a GT year. When I think Tax mentioned that in one of my previous videos. When I read that and I thought about it, I said there's no way we haven't got one Super Saiyan 4 Goku in a GT year. Fair enough, we got G4, but no Goku, no protagonist, not even a free-to-play. We have to get a Goku somewhat in this festival, bro. And I think it's going to be an Ultra based on what we've seen throughout the other hints. It's leaning towards this guy being the Ultra that we close out with. Thank you for listening to my predictions. Let me know what you guys think about them. I think they're pretty solid. Locked. But yeah, man, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Like I said at the start of the video, let me know your predictions in the comment section below. Festival reveal is tomorrow. I will be live streaming that, so tune in. It's going to be a good time, trust me. You don't want to miss a reaction from me, I'ma be real. But of course, if you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name is ZAKASHI, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.